Hey guys! Hey all the childcare owners. How are you guys doing on this fabulous Wednesday? Yes, this is a surprise live. So, I just wanted to talk about something that is very important. And let me introduce myself for you guys who do not know me. My name is Donna and I am a childcare CFO. I assist childcare owners in ensuring that you guys are not paying more than your fair share in taxes per legal IRS loopholes and guidelines. And I also assist the childcare owner with increasing their annual revenues with strategic financial management. Okay. And in today's live, I want to talk about something that is very important, something that I get on a daily basis in regards to all the clients that I work with, all of my peers, counterparts, all that good stuff. And it's the top 3 reasons why you as a childcare owner cannot obtain business funding. Okay. So many childcare owners are having a very hard time with receiving business funding for their childcare, whether they are just startups or whether they've been in the industry for a few years or whether they've been in the industry for a long time, okay? And so on this live, I want to tell you the top 3 reasons as to why you are not able to receive funding for your childcare, to grow your childcare, to expand your childcare, things of that nature, okay? The first reason you cannot obtain funding for your childcare is because you do not have a business bank account. It's something so simple, but yes, it's very important. If you do not have a business bank account, then you're going to have a very hard time with receiving funding for your childcare. In layman's terms, you're going to have a very hard time getting money for your childcare, okay? This is the reason why. When you are applying for funding for your childcare facility, center, or in-home childcare, guess what they're going to want to know? They're going to ask you for maybe 3 to 6 months of business bank statements. All right. And if you don't have those business bank statements, if you submit your personal bank statements where you're commingling funding, something I always talk about as well, guess what? You're going to be denied capital for your child care. Okay. So it's very important that you have business bank account. Okay. Somebody's calling me on my lap. That's what happens when you go live, right? So again, it's very important that you have a business bank account. The second reason why you cannot obtain funding for your business is because you are not filing your annual taxes, okay? I don't care if you are a sole proprietor, an LLC, LLC taxable as an S Corp, a C Corp, a partnership, a nonprofit. I don't care what your business formation is. You need to ensure that you are filing your taxes yearly, and you need to ensure that you're filing your taxes on time every single year, okay? Because guess what? When you go to these lending institutions to apply for funding, to apply to get money for your childcare, they're not gonna just ask you for business bank statements, but they're also going to ask you for up-to-date tax returns, all right? And they may ask you for previous years. They may ask you for 2 to 3 years worth of tax returns. That's why it's very important that you keep up to date with the filing of your tax return and that you file on time every year, okay? So that's another reason why childcare owners are having a hard time receiving funding. Last but not least, Childcare owners are having a hard time receiving funding because they do not have proper record keeping, bookkeeping in place. This is probably the most important, in my opinion. Not having proper bookkeeping in place is hindering so many childcare owners from receiving capital and the funding that they need to grow their childcare business, okay? The reason being, I understand that you may be writing down your income with the pen and paper and, writing down your expenses, but are you really writing down everything that's coming through your bank account for those of you who are not commingling funding, okay? Are you really writing that all down on a daily basis? Are you really writing down all your expenses on a daily basis? And guess what? Even if you are writing that down, do you really think a lending institution wants your paper written numbers? No, they don't. They don't see that as being accurate. They don't see that as being verifiable, okay? So what monthly bookkeeping does, number one, it helps you to keep up with your monthly income and your expenses that are coming through your business bank account on a day-to-day basis, okay? With that, you're able to clearly see the expenses that your business has incurred throughout that month so that you know in your knower that, okay, these are some things that I'm going to be able to write off at the end of the year when it's time to file my taxes, when I file them on time, okay? Another thing is what business bookkeeping does for you as the childcare owner. It helps you to know the overall health of your business. It helps you to know if you're operating at a profit or if you're operating at a loss on a month-to-month basis. So many times I hear the childcare owner, they tell me, you know, I have bookkeeping, but I just haven't been keeping up with it every month. I've been keeping up with it sporadically. Okay. Let's just say, for example, you do your bookkeeping for January and you don't look back at your bookkeeping until April. Do you know what has happened in the past 3 months? Do you know how much activity has taken place throughout those past 3 months? So you're not accurately accounting for your income and your expenses, okay? So if you're not accurately accounting for these things, guess what you're probably doing? You're probably missing expenses. Okay, and if you're missing expenses, guess what that is a result of? Missed deductions at the end of the year when you're filing your tax return. And missed deductions, guess what that's a result of? Owing the IRS more than your fair share in taxes, okay? So that's why bookkeeping is important. Last but not least, bookkeeping is important because when you have that process in place, guess what you're doing? On a month-to-month basis, you're supposed to be generating financial statements. What are financial statements? This is what we call the profit and loss, or what some people may call the income statement, the balance sheet, the statement of cash flows. These 3 things you're going to need when you're talking to any investor, any lending institution, any finance company that you're trying to get monies for your operations. They are going to ask you, let me see your profit and loss and your balance sheet from January to December, so on to so forth. But if you don't have monthly bookkeeping, you don't have these things. Again, that's going to hinder you from getting capital, money to fund your childcare. So as you can see, it's not very, very hard. It's just that you have to do these things. You have to have a business bank account. You have to file your taxes and file them on time and file them accurately, okay? And you have to set monthly bookkeeping in place, okay? That is the only way that you're going to start receiving business capital, business funding. I cannot stress that enough. There's no way around it, all right? There's no way around it. There's no overnight success. There's no freebies out there. This is what you have to do. And I'm telling you, step by step, when you do these 3 things, you'll see how simple it is to start getting business funding for your childcare, and you'll see how you're able to expand, whether you're going to purchase an additional center, facility, or where you want to purchase a fleet of transportation. That way you can pick up your after school students, things like that. Playground equipment, you're going to see how easy it is to get that funding once you start doing those 3 things, okay? So if that is you, if you are one of the ones who are commingling your funding, not filing your tax returns on time, not having proper bookkeeping in place, hindering your chances for receiving funding. If this is you, I have set aside some time to talk to you. There is a link below this video. Click the link and book a 15-minute strategy session with me so that I can help you, so we can start getting you the business funding that your childcare needs. Thank you guys for joining in, and I look forward to speaking to you guys later. Have a great, great Wednesday.